So last night we watched a guilty pleasure of mine, again, Christmas in Connecticut. It's a fluffy Christmas fairy tale that I came across, maybe 10 years or so ago. And somehow I keep coming back to it. Made in 1945, I think it's one of the sweetest holiday-themed screwball comedies of all time. And it still works. It has a hilarious Barbara Stanwyck as an independent, successful food columnist who, as a fake Martha Stewart, spins yarns of her perfect white picket fence existence in pastoral Connecticut with a loving but imaginary husband and an equally imaginary baby. But the readers just love it. They just gobble it up. But when her overbearing boss manipulates her into hosting a Christmas dinner for a returning war hero, played by a wide-eyed Dennis Morgan, almost to perfection, her actual status as a single New Yorker who couldn't boil an egg if her life depended on it, puts her in a shaky, sitcom-ready position. I've always wondered, why do I like this movie so much? And last night it's finally, suddenly hit me, because it's quietly subversive. The story's main protagonist, Barbara Stanwyck, is a strong woman who doesn't really need a man to be complete, to fulfill her destiny. If anything, it's the men in this movie who need her, each for their own reasons. And that brings me to this delightful role reversal, sexual role reversal, that sort of simmers, permeates throughout this whole movie. The Stanwyck character doesn't exactly live up to what most people consider, certainly in those days, as the ideal woman. I mean, she can't cook, she can't handle babies, she doesn't even like them very much, she can't decorate a house, she can't even decorate a Christmas tree. It's the men in the movie who do all the cooking and the nurturing and the decorating and the fussing over babies in 1945, 75 years ago. And then on top of that, there's this sizzling sexual tension between the two main protagonists that is borderline illegal. I mean, she is supposedly married to this stuffy architect, but she's coming on hard to this handsome sailor who is totally out of his depth and profoundly stupefied by this independent woman who's not at all what he was expecting. Well, altogether, I think it's hilariously funny and endlessly watchable comedy. I suggest you find yourself a rocking chair, flip-flops and flop-flaps, and you'll get that once you watch the movie. Wait for a snow day and enjoy what I think is one of the funniest, warmest, and most unexpectedly subversive screwball comedies in Christmas in Connecticut. And after that, please join me once more as we finish this round of my favorite Christmas movies. Next week we'll probably conclude it, I think, with a look at all of, or most of, the movies that have been made based on Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And I'll tell you which one I think is my favorite. In the meantime, think about what yours is, and we'll meet again next week. See you then.